Okay, so this is a story. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Fuck. Of how chaotic I am. This is a story of how energy does not lie. Excuse my appearance, but also, no, I'm fucking home. Yes, I have my big sweater on. No, I don't have pants on. Yes, I have my hair in a bun. Anyways. Excuse me, I am sick though. This is a story of how energy does not lie, and to be aware of the signs that happen around you, because this whole scenario was weird. So a friend wanted to come over, and there's like kind of a long story around this. Essentially, I didn't get a chance to set the intentions that I wanted to set for the new year and perform the energetic ritual, intention setting, all that good stuff that I wanted to during the new year. So the last couple days, I've been trying to reset those intentions over the last few days or whatever. So I'd finally had that moment where, like, I wasn't dying because I've been sick for almost 2 weeks. I wasn't dying so much so that I couldn't do it, couldn't find the energy, etc. And I could set those intentions. My girl was at her second job, love her, wanted to set those intentions on my own, right? So bear with me, I'm a storyteller, okay? I gotta set the stage. So so I was setting the intentions, got home from work, we both got home from work, she went off to her second job, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna create this space. I cleaned up my house. I just made room to be able to do that. And so I'm sitting down, I'm doing the things that I want to do. I'm really spending my time. I'm taking my time. I'm deep in the moment, right? I'm deep in the moment. And she calls me and is like, hey, you know that lie I got you caught up in? Okay, well, I need to come over to your house. I possibly need a ride home. Mind you, she also lives 30 minutes away. My girl and I are both sick. My girl has a car. She's not getting home till 11. I work at fucking 6:30 in the morning. So we're both sick, and I get this call, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, yeah, come over. Whatever. We'll figure out the ride thing from there. So she comes over, and her daughter comes in first, because she has 2 kids. Her daughter comes in first. Me and her daughter, okay, so we have a second room. I have been crafting and creating for like a work, but a creative workspace that also has just imbued with spiritual energy, imbued with good vibes, imbued with like focus, but also like aligned focus, right? Like, just I've been crafting that room. That's like my biggest project, has been my biggest project since we've gotten our apartment like 7 months ago. I have 2 things sitting, like, you open the door, right? It opens inward towards the room. I have 2 things sitting at the entryway of the door. Both are next to the door. Both have been there for over 4 weeks. We've moved Christmas presents in and out, blankets in and out, furniture in and out, all these different things. Both of those things have been sitting for, this is very long. Sorry. Both of those things. God, my squirrel brain. Okay, ADHD. Hello. One story at a time. Both of those things have been sitting for like a month. Okay? Maybe even a little over a month. Because I've been working on this room, guys. I've been working on this room. Okay, focus. Neither of those things have been knocked over, fucked with, any, can I say fucked? Sorry. Yeah, fucked with, disturbed in any way, shape, or form. Okay? No matter how many things we've moved in and out of the room, anything like that. No matter how much stuff I've moved around the room, none of those things have been messed with. They have not moved an inch. They've stayed put right at the entryway, where I have them, where they don't belong, because I need a home for them. That is not the important part. They have not moved, okay? They have not moved. With that being said, her daughter comes in first because she's getting stuff out the car. Her daughter and I walk in. The last time we've been here, that room was like a storage unit. Boxes not unpacked. I've done so much work. It's still a big work in progress, but that room was a storage unit. Okay? Excuse me. Sorry, I'm sick. Bear with me. I think I said that. God, is this deja vu or is this just... I was going to come up with a witty response, but I didn't have one. So her daughter comes in, and her and I walk into that room together. I don't remember why. I don't know. I think I was showing a 7-year-old my apartment because I'm like, hey, look how different the room is. I will show anybody who fucking walks in here, okay? If you're crawling, you could see the room. If your eyes are open, you could see the room. See the progress. Jesus. Stay on track. Okay. Her daughter comes in. We go to the room together. I don't know why. We go to the room together. And I promise there's a point to this. We walk into the room, we look at things. I don't know what we look at, but we look at things, we do things, we leave the room. Nothing's disturbed. Nothing is disturbed. Nothing's touched. Her daughter and I leave the room together. Okay, so I know nothing's touched. And then later on in the day, while they're here, whatever, later on the night while they're here, I was like, hey, we have your children. We have baby. We have bigger baby. Take a look at the apartment. It's changed a lot since you last been here. So she's looking around the apartment, blah, 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 going in different places, yada, 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 goes in that room last. And I'm in here, I'm sitting on the couch with the baby. My girlfriend's sitting on the couch with the other baby. And so, I don't remember what her comment was about the room. I guess that's really irrelevant, but you know, important plot points, okay? Important plot points. I'm a storyteller, god damn it, important plot points. So, she goes into the room, whatever. They end up leaving. Girlfriend and I go to work today. We get a text, hey, I need one of you guys to call me. So I'm like, okay. Her situation's shitty. I'm not gonna lie. Her home situation's very shitty. So I've been kind of anticipating this happening. I call her. I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, I really, things are getting really bad. Would it be possible for me and the girls to live with you for like 8 weeks? Baby. Okay? Whew. No is my immediate cylinders firing in my brain. No. Like the gears aren't shifting. We're not going. Okay, honey? Transmission's fired. Engine is fired. Exhaust fired. Right? No. But I'm like, okay, let me talk to my girl. This is like her friend first and foremost. This is our place. This is our life. Let me talk to my girl. And we're in the middle of work when I called her because I was like, hey, I just want to make sure like everything's good because she's going through it, right? Like I want to check on her, make sure like I don't need to drive there after, take care of things, whatever, help her however I can. There's help her and there's move in with you and your 2 daughters in a place that my girl and I have spent the last 7 months curating to be our safe space, to be our coziness. Anyone who sees this could have their opinions on that. I have fought long and hard. I am a yes person. I am a people pleaser. Every single time I have lived by myself, I have moved people into my house. I don't need to explain myself to you. Stick with the story, okay? So, your opinions are relevant, is the point. Also, hold on, side note, a part of my, intention setting yesterday with my New Year's that I didn't get to do was set boundaries because I am a yes person. I do not know how to say no, even when I need to say no, even when I'm sick. I don't know how to say no. Even when I'm dying, I don't know how to say no. Even when my mental health is so bad, I can barely function. I don't know how to say no. Okay, setting boundaries was a part of that. So then immediately, what do I get? I get tested in this fracking boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because the universe is like, here, plop. Here you go. You ready to do this? No, you're not. Right? So that was like an immediate test. Thank God my girl's stronger than I am. Okay? Hope I didn't flash my badge. Oh my God, we're going on 10 minutes of... You're probably lost. Okay. Anyways, so then... Fast forward, her and I are talking about it, and everything in me wants to say yes because I want to save people. That is a whole other topic of conversation. I want to save people. I want to help people. I grew up where people struggled. I struggled. My family struggled. It is inherently in me to want to save people. So much so that I have put other people's needs and put my desire to rescue others above everything else that I've neglected myself, right? So boundaries are coming up, triggers are coming up, saving people are coming up, being tested is coming up. And we're discussing it logically, right? Because you got to bring logic into this. It can't all be woo-hoo and wow. Ignore me. It can't all be woo-woo and ethereal, because that's not understandable on a 3D realm. Okay, getting more spiritual. Getting further into our time limit. Yeah, that's how time works. Okay. Anyways, so her and I come to this standpoint where we're like, we can't. We just can't. I thought she was gonna be like, hey, if I could stay with you guys for like 2 weeks, I need to get out of here, blah, blah. The girl said 8 weeks until something happens in March. Well, the thing that's happening in March may or may not happen. Again, I've been through this before. When I had my own apartment freshly at 18, I was through this. I ended up getting jumped. Longer story, but I ended up getting jumped from the people who stayed with me while I was taking care of them, providing for a man, a woman, and their 1-year-old daughter at 18, all by myself in a 1-bedroom apartment. Yes. So I've been through this. I've been through this with multiple people. I've been through this with my family members. My mother and I didn't speak for 2 years because of scenarios like this, okay? And so my brain is immediately like, no. I'm just throwing traumas at y'all, by the way. Throwing them. If you have questions, save your questions till the end. Okay? So, long story short, very, very, very long story. I don't remember what the first line I said in this video. Something about to watch out for signs. There we go. Watch out for them signs. So all this is happening. Okay, I had already lost the rest of my date yesterday when I was trying to give it to myself after not being able to do that for almost 2-3 weeks. I had already lost all that time to myself yesterday. I had accepted that. Then I get asked, for this person to come stay with me, her 2 kids. She doesn't have a car. I love her. I'm not talking shit. I promise. I want the best literally for everybody. And if I could save everybody, I would. But she doesn't have a car. Her kid's school is 30 minutes away. Now, what else are we getting roped into? You know what I mean? She doesn't work. So, okay, now every day it's going to be all the time, you and your kid. You know what I mean? Okay? Do you know what I mean? Right? So, like, it's not just like this. It's like this and this and this and this and this and this. Okay? Whatever. I mean, it's not whatever, because clearly that's why I'm making this video. Okay. Anyways, so signs, synchronicities, what the universe is telling you. So I come home today, and I don't know why, but I walked to my guest room. I don't walk in there a lot because it's still a work in progress. It's going to be my creative room, my work room, things like that. But I walk into my guest room, and the 2 things that have been sitting in front of the door, and they're not in front of it, you can open and close the door, no problem. The 2 things that have been sitting next to the door are both on the floor. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand. So my girl and I come to the consensus that, like, we can't do this. Like, we've curated this space. We've worked hard for this space. Like, we deserve our peace, right? Like, that's a big one. That's a real big one in setting boundaries. It's like, you deserve your peace, okay? God, this is a 15-minute long story. Is this how my girlfriend feels? You guys feel how my girlfriend feels right now. I don't know what that feeling is, but that's how she feels. Except she, loves me, so you may not feel the same way. Okay, anyways, so I walk into the room when I get home, and I don't know what told me to go into the room, but the 2 things are knocked over, and I'm like, that's weird. And I acknowledge it to her, and I'm like, those 2 things have been sitting against the wall, sitting there for over a month. No matter how many times we've moved, how many things we've moved in and out of the room, no matter nothing. Like, they've been there. They need to go somewhere, right? But they've been there. The whole room needs worked on, but they have been there. And then I just walked back in the room because I was just kind of like, we finally told her no. Okay, that's the important part in all this. We told her no. We discussed it, and my girl made the phone call, and she was like, listen, we can't do this. And that's her friend. Like, I don't want y'all to think like, you know, I'm a punk or something, because I'm not. But that's her friend. So I'm so sorry. So I told her, you know, I would appreciate, I made the call, I talked to her about it, but I would appreciate if you went forward and let her know. And maybe we can find a middle ground to where, like, we can help her until March, but not where they're just permanently living with us. Like, maybe they can come stay with us weekends, things like that, whatever. So she made the call. We told her no. That's something I struggle with. She struggles with saying no, but I really, really struggle with saying no. It's like, I don't think I deserve to say no, okay? Oof, triggers and traumas coming up. Hello, vulnerability 2026. Damn, baby, tell him. Sorry, I said damn. I mean, daggone it. Okay, so the things are knocked over. Whatever, we talk about that, and I'm like, yeah, this is strange. So my girl goes to work. I'm here now at the house, trying to refine that recentering, that peace, that, like, the things that I didn't get to finish yesterday. How can I finish those today? How can I come back into that realignment? How can I come back into that forward momentum that I'm trying to bring within myself? And I walk in the room because I'm like, okay, this is my space. I do get to enjoy this. I do deserve this. I do get to see how I can continue working with this space because someone isn't moving in. We've already clarified that, right? Someone isn't moving in. I get to see how this space would work for me. Like, if my girl's home and she wants to do something out here and I'm doing something in there, yada, 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 vice versa, whatever, I get to see it. So I went and sat in there. And I just enjoyed it for a minute because I've made a lot of progress. Like I keep saying, you know, I just need you guys to remember how much freaking progress I've made, because I've made progress, okay? So I'm sitting in there and I'm like, wow, there is a lot of potential in here. I could see how I could blah, blah, blah. And as I'm getting ready to walk out, I look at the two things on the floor. And I just started walking past them because I'm like, whatever, the room needs work. I'm not going to pick them up. I'm like, you know what, pick those up, right? So I pick them up, and it just all hit me of like, this is the universe telling me that this is not somebody that needs to disturb your peace, that this is somebody who will disturb your peace, that no matter what they say on the phone, no matter how pretty it sounds, no matter, you know, how promising it can be, no matter how, I don't want to say desperate because that's fucked up when somebody's in a time of need. But in a way, yeah, desperate. No matter how desperate it sounds, that they are, and in desperation, right, comes all these promises, all this hopefulness in a way. Oh, I promise this will be this, and don't worry about anything, yada, yada. No matter how much that may have sounded like that may have been convincing to my heart as a person who does want to help people as much as I possibly can, this is not what it's going to be. And I know it may sound like the silliest thing in the world, but that's a lot of times, excuse me, how intuition and signs work. It's not always about this grandiose flash, boom in your face, crash, bang, miracle, or destruction of absolutely everything. That lets you know that things are either right or wrong for you, for your path, for where you're going, for your alignment, right? Things are not always so flashy in their synchronicities and their messages. And that's the biggest thing about universal energy. And when you do tap into that, and when you do look for signs and synchronicities, sometimes they are very minuscule, something that you would miss, something that you would count as a coincidence or a mistake or an accident. When me and her 7-year-old walked in there, nothing was disturbed in the room. How come it was that after the fact, when we were hanging out here and you walked in there by yourself, and then I all of a sudden come into my room the next day, after, like I said, over a month of those things being where they were, there was a disturbance. Hello, that's a no. And that's a complete confirmation on the fact that it was a no. So, 20 minutes and 13 seconds later, all right? I don't know if that applies. That applies. Maybe that's a small synchronicity, right? The point of the story is that the universe does tell you when something does or does not work out for you, and they may be in the most minuscule ways. One other quick example is that on New Year's Eve, I had a complete meltdown before going somewhere. Complete meltdown. Complete self-sabotaging. Like, I have not self-sabotaged in a long time of self-sabotaging. And I was like, I am not going. I am not going. I am not going. And then I told myself, hey, you're being crazy. Right? You're just going back into triggers and traumas and tendencies and ways of being that you're ruining this opportunity. And I went. What happened when I went? What happened was I fell back into old patterns and ways of being. And then that in turn ruined my New Year's Eve. So there's a quick glimpse of why I didn't get to do what I wanted to do on New Year's Eve. And that, again, is like, sometimes they don't always come in the most accurate ways that you would think, and sometimes they come in ways that can be passed off, very quickly passed off. Oh, this is how I used to be, so this is weird for me to act like this again, right? Or, oh, this is just gravity. Well, why the fuck hasn't gravity worked in over a month in the case of those two things? Why have I now self-sabotaged in 6-7 months, maybe a year, in the way that I did on New Year's Eve? Oh, because this thing is not accurate. That's why, because that's the universe telling you. So look out for those signs and look out for those synchronicities. Sorry for all the pointing. I hope you don't feel like I'm like interrupting your bubble or like popping it literally. Yeah, sorry. I had more to say, but I kind of forgot and I lost it. Anyways, hope this helps. Probably doesn't. If it doesn't, don't care. Hope you enjoyed the story. Okay, bye. Happy 2026, bitches.